People of Reddit who have killed or hurt someone badly. What is your story? Do you regret it? Beat the shit out of my uncle for hitting my grandmother. He'd molested me when we were growing up. He had it coming. My dad wanted to come back from abroad and kill him, and I figured he actually would and would end up in prison. So me and my proper uncle just went round his flat and kicked the shit out of him. I know that sounds really calculating, but at this point I was used to being the sensible one in my family. I had a lot of shit dumped on me by the adults. I don't regret it at all. I don't know if it will stop him from doing anything like that in future. I'm no longer in contact with any of them, but it needed to be done then. And I feel like I'm more at peace with my childhood because of it. I don't know if this counts, but I guess you could say I seriously hurt the girl. I was 10 years old and being bullied by a group of kids. One of the kids was particularly bad. I was afraid of going to the washroom even because of her. One day we were outside in the playground and I had made a slide path on the icy and snowy hill. Just as I was finished I went to sit down at the top of the slide, only to see the bully in front of me blocking it off, so I couldn't use it. She loudly told me how she would never let go down the hill, and no matter how many slides I made, she wouldn't allow me to go down them. I got so mad that everything turned into a blur and I ripped her dangly earrings from her ears. I must have did it hard because there was blood everywhere and her ears had rips in them, like you could see both her ears ripped into two. It was really bad. Needless to say, the bully never bothered me again. None of her friends did either. The next 2 years at that school were very peaceful without bullies. All I got was detention during recesses. I had to stay inside, which was fine by me because it was so cold anyway. I really regret what I did, but was only 10 and turned into a different person in that moment. It was messed up, like I wasn't in my body anymore. I was mugged by 4 guys on a bike path once, nowhere near anyone. The first guy to get to me was big and trying to grab me. I knew if he grabbed me I was fucked, so I had to use some fast vicious shit on him. Full force to throat, eyes, kicked the knee sideways. The others were shocked, and I was able to kick knees on ups and run until I couldn't breathe anymore. That throat strike though, something crunched. I won't forget that feeling of something under my knuckles giving resistance. Then, I don't know what happened to him. I didn't want to know, but I've had nightmares of him choking and gurgling out, and no help to be had. I wish it hadn't happened. I don't like hurting anyone, but the more me, ya know? I don't want to give too many details because it's so specific, but in a soccer game in high school, I somehow collided both my knees with the back of the head other team's goalie. Long story short, she ended up needing to be life flighted off the field and the game ended at halftime because of the helicopter flying in. I was a sobbing wreck because I was in so much pain from hyperextending my knees, and also because of how bad I felt for that girl. I think about her from time to time and hope she is doing okay. I got into my first fight ever at the age of 14 or so. The kid came at me swinging and all I could think was shit, I really don't want to get hit. Somehow I got him in a headlock and then I didn't know what to do because I also didn't want to hit him. We wrestled around a bit. He tried a weird move to get his head out from under my arm, fell, and hit his head on the corner of a brick flower bed. He had to go to the hospital and was out of school for a few days, but eventually showed up again. We didn't really know each other before, and I didn't have much inclination to talk to him after, so I don't know how bad it really was. I regret the hell out of it. Wish I'd been smart enough to avoid the situation in the first place. I don't even remember what the fight was about. When I was a teenager, I got into a bad car accident one night when a guy I knew was trying to merge onto a road and didn't shoulder check. He was hit in his blind spot and the other person in the front passenger seat who wasn't wearing a seatbelt went through the windshield and ended up on the hood of the car, unconscious. It was a sight and an experience that haunted me for years. I actually became scared of learning how to drive because of it. The guy who was driving had his insurance go up, but I'm not sure if he felt bad about what happened. The other kid who ended up on the hood of the car had a bunch of busted bones, needed staples and stitches on his head, lost a bunch of teeth. broke a bunch of more bones in his face, and I'm pretty sure he developed CTE from it, because his friend said he was never the same afterwards. This was nearly 20 years ago. I haven't seen either person in more than a decade. I've broken several people's bones and busted a couple ligaments. I broke one guy's neck, and I'm still not sure how. Never in anger, just wrestling. The sounds still haunt me, and I haven't wrestled for nearly 15 years. Many of these people were friends. I busted my own brother's knee, something serious. I don't think I was an exceptionally violent or careless wrestler, and certainly wasn't mean. I would actually stop immediately if I even thought someone was injured. I was strong for my size and hit moves hard, because, well, you have to if you want them to work. People kept breaking. That's why I don't roughhouse with people at all anymore. Even though I love it. I have fun, then they break. Then I feel terrible for years. I used to a fighter, and during training I threw a body kick, roundhouse, and snapped my friend's radius. I felt really bad, but he got a month paid off work, and went to Japan for a week, so he didn't mind too much. My two friends and I were also jumped once, and the guys got a nasty surprise when they realized we were fighters. I don't know about the rest of the guys that jumped us, but the one that hit me first left with what looked like a broken nose and a few less teeth. Broke my friend's radius, fought back when I got jumped. I'm not sure exactly how many replies you're going to get of people actually admitting that they killed somebody, but as far as hurting people, I was a victim of a lot of bullying growing up for one reason or another. Part of it was because I have a very youthful face and I come off as very non-threatening. Sharks smell blood in water. People pick up on that, and they run with it, and take advantage of it. So it led to me acting out a lot. I took out my anger, frustration, and resentment on a lot of people who really didn't deserve it. In doing so, I definitely feel that I alienated and destroyed a lot of potential friendships. I can't really say that there is one particular incident or instance that really sticks out in my mind, however, but I will say that I very much regret it. If I could go back and have a redo, I would do it at the drop of a hat. I served in the military, shot a guy before he shot me. I was able to render him aid when I realized he was a teenager. I'll never forget the look on his face or the smell of gunpowder and blood mixed in the air. The fucking look on his face when he took that last breath still keeps me up at night, and I've been out for over a decade. Two guys were holding me, and other guy was punching me. I ended up bashing that guy to the point where they had to get him ambulance. We were like 13-year-old or something, and yes, I do regret doing that because it was so inhuman from my side, since I rushed at that guy like some kind of wild beast. If you liked this video, smash the like button and subscribe for daily dose of Reddit. Have fun and get reddited.